Hey, this is Elizabeth with Mad for Macrame. In today's video, I'm going to show you how to make these little coasters, which the same pattern can be used for a small basket lid, or you can increase the size and make it a placemat too. For supplies today, I'm going to be using Bobbiny's 5mm braided cord. And to make these coasters, you can make 4 with one of these half rolls. And I'm going to use a 7mm and a 9mm crochet hook, some scissors, and then a tapestry needle to weave in our ends. I'll have all the supplies linked in the description, and there'll also be a link up above. There are 2 different ways to make a coaster. We can use the invisible join to close each round, or we can use our tail to close each round. I'm going to show you the difference. So if you use the invisible join, it's seamless on one side, but then on the back you can see right here is where this invisible join has been. If you close each round with the tail, it's seamless on the front, but it's also seamless on the back. There's no seam that runs where you have to stack that stitch. For smaller projects, closing with the tail and using that is a little bit easier. If you're making a large basket, sometimes that tail being so long can be frustrating to use. So it's really up to you if it matters to you if there's a seam on the back or not. I want to use the closing with the tail method just so I can show you that. We've went over the invisible join several times, so I think it would be fun to do something a little different. For every round that I'm going to make, I need to leave my tail about 6 inches long per round. So for this coaster here, I have my center, which is round 1, 2, 3, and then 4. So I need to leave my tail about 24 inches long. And I just eyeball it. And maybe a little extra. We're going to start with the magic ring. I like to keep my tail on the right side and my working cord on the left side, just so they're separated. Hold your hand out. Use your thumb to pinch the cord in your hand to hold it in place, and my tail is facing down, and my working cord is going over the back of my hand. Now grab the working cord and wrap that around 3 fingers. Flip your hand over, and on the back, we're going to take that working cord and pull it across the one on our fingers. And I like to hold it in place with my pinky, so it creates an X. I'm going to start with my 9mm hook. This first cord, not the one on top, the one on the bottom, you're going to take your hook and go under, grab that one we're holding with our pinky and pull it. So you're pulling it underneath. Then twist your hook away from you. That will create a loop on your hook. There are a couple different ways that you can keep going. We need to chain 1 to lock this in place. So I like to just go ahead, and this is my working cord, the one I'm holding with my pinky. Wiggle it up on your hook and then pull it through. Then you can let go of everything. See our tail? It's kind of tangled in there. I like to get it untangled. We have our loop on our hook, and then we have this little knot here holding everything in place. And then this is our working cord. You want to make sure you're working through the front. So the front, you can see that these are V's, and your cord goes through the front of those V's versus the back where our working cord's coming out. I'm going to show you that one more time because this is tricky. Leave your tail facing down. Hold the cord with your thumb and then wrap it around your fingers. Flip your hand over and pull it to the left. So this cord on top is our working cord. We're going to go under the cord on the bottom, hook that top piece and twist away. Some people also like to go ahead and get their hand out at this point. So you can do that. You have to pinch all of this together to remove your hand. And then this is your working cord. Then you're going to chain one. That also will work and make the magic ring. This takes several times, a lot of practice. So don't give up on the first try, just keep practicing. You will get the hang of it. Now I like to hold my ring and my tail and kind of pull it to the left. We're going to make 6 single crochets in the magic ring. And I'm going to do these very loosely. To do a single crochet, you're going to insert your hook in the ring, yarn over and pull up a loop. Now you have 2 on your hook, yarn over, turn your hook down and pull it through both of the loops on your hook. And I'm crocheting around the ring and the tail. So insert in that ring and pull up a loop, yarn over and pull through both. That's 2. And as I work, I keep untangling my tail. I just think it makes it a little easier to pull it closed nice and tight at the end. Three, 4, 5, and 6. Now, here are our stitches, and we have our ring. We can go ahead and pull this closed. So take that tail and pull it nice and tight. Our center is closed. We need to close this round, so we're going to use the tail to close each round. And on this first part, you want to go ahead, finish that last single crochet and pull that tail nice and tight to close the center. Remove your hook, pull back on that working cord, just pull that last little loop out. Take your hook and put it back through those 2 loops. We need to yarn over with the tail. Here's our tail. Yarn over and pull through. And you may have to pull back. Make sure your loops are nice and tight. To close the round, we're going to use that tail to make an invisible close. So on these outside V's here, these are our stitches. We're going to use the tail under this first stitch. So insert your hook from the back to the front and pull the tail through. Make sure it's not too tight. You want all your loops to be about the same size. And we're creating one of those V's. We're going to take the cord and it needs to go through the center of the last stitch on that round. So it's going to go through here, and I like to go up under that second little back loop because that's how the rest of these, it'll make it look the same as the rest. So pull your tail through front to back again and just pull it all the way through. And our first round is complete. For the next round, I'm going to grab my smaller hook. I'm using a 7. You can use an 8, 7, even a 6. It's whatever you have. I recommend using something a little bit smaller because this next round is really tight. We're going to start using our waistcoat stitches. So instead of working under these top V's, we're going to start working in the V's below, and the center is super tight, so it's hard to know where you're supposed to place your hook. To begin this first round, we need to pull up a loop and chain 1. And you see where our tail is sticking out of the back? We're going to insert our hook in the front right beside where that tail is sticking out. So you see this top loop and then the tail. That's where we're gonna place our hook. So yarn over, pull up a loop, and try to be gentle so your center doesn't come loose, and chain 1. And I do them a little bit looser because I am using this smaller hook size. For this round, we're going to make 2 waistcoat stitches in each stitch, working our way around this ring. Where these top V's meet each other, directly below them, so this V and this top V, where they join together, directly below, that's where you're going to place your hook. And on the back side, you'll see this little loop, and then there are 2 pieces of cord sticking out of the bottom. You want your hook to go straight in the center. It's tough to find that placement, especially on this first stitch here, and for the rest of the round. If you just kind of wiggle through the front directly below where those top V's, oop, and see, that's wrong. It's going out the side. There are those 2 pieces sticking out of the bottom. So directly below, and I can kind of feel with my finger that it's splitting those 2 posts in the back. Here's that little loop and the 2 pieces of cord sticking out. This is where your first stitch will go. Do a waistcoat, it's just like a single crochet. You pull up a loop, yarn over, and pull through both. And you're going to place 2. So back in that same space. Really, the only way to know you're in the right spot is checking the back side. There's 2. Now for the next one, where the top 2 V's meet together, directly below. See if I can show you on the front and the back. And it's splitting those two posts there. There's one piece of cord and the other with that little loop. And we're going to put 2 in that one. Where these two meet, directly below, in the center of that V. I think it helps to feel with your finger on the back side. You can kind of feel where your hook is going through. Now we're on our last stitch. So we had 6, we put 2, we're going to put 2 in each. So by the end of this round we should have 12. So here's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and we have one more place. See how we have those V's where they're connected? We've got one more stitch. So this is number 11. And then we're going to go back in that same space to do 12. And pull up a loop. Now on the last stitch in every round, grab your tail. And you're going to yarn over with that tail just on the last stitch and pull it all the way through. When you put 2 stitches in each V, that's called an increase. Now we should have 12. So here's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. Now we're going to make that invisible close. On the first stitch, the top stitch, insert your hook from the back to the front and then pull that tail through. On the last stitch, it needs to go through the center and behind that extra little back loop. To start round 3, make sure you have your working cord and then your tail is separated. You can go back up to your bigger hook size now. It won't be as tight and it's not as hard to see the stitches. So the last round we put 2 waistcoats in each one. We had 12. For this round we're going to alternate. We're going to do 2, 1, 2, 1. So we're going to increase on every other stitch. But first, To start, we need to chain 1. So where our tail is sticking out of the back, so our tail is sticking out here on the front side, where these 2 stitches meet, the one that we made, directly below in the center of this V. So we have our top V's where they join together. Directly below that, there'll be 2 pieces of cord. See this little V here? If you insert your hook in the center of this V, this is where the tail's sticking out of the back. Pull up a loop and chain 1. So we're going to start with our waistcoat stitches. Start with 2 in this first V here. We're going to do 2. In the next V, we're going to place 1. The next V, 2. So you just alternate all the way around. That will give you 18 when you're finished. And on the last stitch, we always yarn over with the tail and then make that invisible close. I'm going to finish up this round and I'll show you how to start the next. I'm on my last stitch. I just did 2, and on my last one, I need to place 1. This is number 18. I'm going to pull up a loop and then switch your cord to your tail. So yarn over with that tail and then pull it all the way through. So we should have 18 stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, and 18. We're going to make the invisible close. On the first top stitch, insert your hook from the back. Pull that tail through. And through the center of the last stitch, right here. So it goes through the center, and then also behind that extra little back loop. Pull the tail. It always goes from the front side of your piece to the back. There we go. And round 3 is finished. We have one more round, and I think this will be the perfect size. So we always start with that chain 1, and you want to insert your hook where the tail is sticking out of the back through the center of this V here on the front. You can kind of guide yourself to the front from where that tail's sticking out. So here's this V. It's the last V on the previous round. Pull up a loop and chain 1. I'm just going to push that V back together. We alternated last time. We increased on every other stitch. This time we're going to increase on every third stitch. So we're going to start with 2. We always start with 2. Then we're going to do 1, 1, 2, 1, 1. So for each round you just increase less and less. So we did our single crochets in the beginning, then we did 2 in each one, then we alternated 2, 1, 2, 1. For this round we're going to do 2, 1, 1, 2 and keep going. So if you're making a placemat or something larger, you can continue with that same pattern. Your piece will stay circular because what this does when you close with the tail, it moves those increases over just a little. Now I haven't tested that. I think the highest I've went is 8 rounds. So if you do, let me know if you have any issues or your shape starts turning into a hexagon or it's not perfectly circular. Let me know what round it starts to do that at. All right, so we're going to do 2 into the next V here. Then 1. 1. Then repeat. So we're going to go back to 2. After this round, you should have 24 stitches. I'm on my last stitch in that round. So remember on the last one, you're going to pull up a loop with your working cord and then change to yarn over with your tail. And then pull it all the way through. I think I got a little bit too much extra cord, or I didn't do a very good job estimating my inches. If you're finished, you just create that invisible close and then weave your end in the back, and then weave your working cord, clip it and weave it in the back. If you want to keep going, so we did 2, 1, 1, 2, 1, 1. We increased on every third stitch. So for the next round, we would increase on every 4th. The next would be every 5th, and so on. You just keep going. You just keep adding those singles in between your increases. So I'm going to grab my tapestry needle. I'm going to go ahead and clip my working cord. I'm going to clip some of that tail off too. I'm going to weave in this working cord, and I'm going to be very careful where I put it. I don't want it to stick out, so I'm going to go behind my V's here. Now on this top stitch, I'm going to make that invisible close, and I'm just going to use this tapestry needle. Cord goes from front to back. Underneath that first stitch, and then through the center of the last. Make sure you go under that little back loop too. snip off any excess you have after you weave those ends behind a few stitches. All those nice and pretty placemats that you see that are perfectly flat, a lot of times they want to curl up or they want to bump up. A little trick is you can lay a piece of cotton fabric. I like to use just a towel, a kitchen towel, something small on top of it. Use your iron, turn it on low heat for the cotton setting, and then iron your placemat. Iron it on both sides. That'll keep it nice and flat. And that's how you make a seamless coaster. So the front is seamless and the back. Thank you so much for watching this tutorial. And if you like this, give it a thumbs up and make sure that you subscribe to my channel if you're not. And I'll see you in the next one.